everybody. I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys for a little bit. I am going to my grandma's 95th birthday dinner, y'all. She is 95 years young, so we are celebrating her today. So I am in my car, obviously, because I'm on my way. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and just chit chat with you guys for a little bit, have a Jesus and Coffee car conversation. So yeah, I mean, I have posted something, yesterday about praying for our brothers and sisters in Christ that are in Afghanistan, and to pray for the people in Haiti because they had that earthquake. And y'all, it's a sign of the times. Like, anybody who does not see that we are in the last days does not have the eyes to see, because we are in the last days. There's a lot of things going on. Things are being escalated. I feel like things are happening rapidly, and y'all, this whole beast system is getting set up, and so many people just cannot see it. I feel like I'm in the Matrix. I have the red pill and everybody around me is taking the blue pill. Like, that's how I feel, and I've just gotten to the point now that I'm just like, I'm done. Like, I'm done trying to tell people. I think I've told enough people, and now I'm at the point that if they believe it, they believe it, and if they don't, they don't. It's like the analogy I always use. They're laying on the railroad tracks and the train is coming full speed ahead, but because they can't hear it and they can't see it, they don't believe it, and they're not going to be getting off the tracks until the last minute, and then by then it's too late. So I am like at the point that it's just like, just waiting for everything that I've been warning people about to happen. And then I'm like, don't come calling me and don't come trying to find me, because I have been warning you and telling you, and all that. So it's kind of how Jesus told the disciples to go and tell people the truth, and if they believe it, great, and if they don't, then they are going to find out when the judgment comes. And that's just where I am right now at this point. And y'all, also, I have been really tired lately. I don't know if it's just me, but I have been really, really tired. Like, physically tired, mentally tired, emotionally tired. Like, I am just tired. Like, I just feel drained. And I don't know if it's because of, it's probably everything that's going on. And just doing what I do for YouTube with my videos, and then just warning people, and being awakened to the truth of everything, and it's just exhausting. Like, I don't know, am I the only one? Like, is anybody else feeling that way? Like, you just feel just drained, and then you also feel like something big is about to happen, or like you can't put your finger on it. Like, that's how I'm feeling. So I would just say, that it's time to, and I've been saying this, it's time to get serious about your relationship with God. It's time to draw closer to God than ever before. And too many people just do not think that God is real. Too many people think that Jesus isn't real. Too many people think that, God is not going to let anybody go to hell, because they're listening to these weak Burger King pastors and these spineless Christians. And it's just, it's sad. Like, it's really sad. Like, my heart is breaking for all these people that just don't see it. And it's like, the truth, and that if they don't have their experience, their encounter with God, that there's going to be no hope. And that's just how I'm feeling about it all. I'm just feeling like, y'all, like, please wake up. Please wake up. But anyway, it was some other things I wanted to talk to y'all about too. Also, I wanted to tell people, to please keep an eye on your children. If you have children, keep them close. Fill them with the Word of God. Let them know truth, because the world today is twisted. The world today is calling evil good and good evil. And they are targeting children like never before. Like, they are seriously after this next generation. And the Bible says that when you train a child young, train them in the way that they should go. When they're older, they won't depart from it. And the devil understands that, so he is targeting the children, because he knows that once something gets ingrained in them, that it's pretty much going to stick with them. Like, when they get older, it's going to be hard to convince them of anything other than what they learned as a child. And they are sneaking things into children cartoons, like shows that I grew up with, that my parents could literally just leave me there and let me watch it and know that it was okay. Like, they are taking that stuff and they are putting agendas in it. Like, you cannot, you need to watch what your children are watching and make sure that they are not learning anything that goes against biblical truth, because they are sneaking it in. They got it all in these little songs and stuff, and kids are singing along to it. They have it in children's books, so the cover looks fine and it might have an innocent title, but then when you open that book and you really get into it, you realize, wait a minute, they are teaching my child that incest and pedophilia is okay. Like, somebody was telling me about this book. I don't know the name of the book, but they was telling me about this book that they saw, I think, in Target or somewhere. And I don't know if it was Uncle and me and my uncle, something. And they opened the book and was flipping through it, and it basically was where the uncle was sexually abusing his nephew. And the nephew was like, well, my uncle touched me here, but he says it's okay, and stuff like that. And so if your child is reading it and you don't know what they're reading, because like I said, the cover and stuff look innocent, and they're sitting over in the corner reading that stuff, and then God forbid, if it happens to them, they are gonna think it's okay because they read this book that said it's okay. So you need to be aware of your children. Be aware of what they're watching. Be aware of what they're reading. Be aware of what they're being taught in school, because they are trying to indoctrinate children in school. You need to be on top of it all. You need to know who their friends are. Don't have them spending the night at people's houses, even now family members. You need to make sure that wherever your child is going, whoever your child is going with, that they are good. Because you got family members, y'all, that are sexually abusing their own, nieces, nephews, children, whatever. So you need to be on top of it all. You need to make sure that you are teaching your children correct terminology for their body. I was, reading something where this teacher said that she had a student coming. I don't know. I'm going to say I would say between kindergarten and first grade. That's what I'll say. Because the little girl called her vagina Cookie. And so when she was telling the teacher, she was like, my uncle lit my cookie. So the teacher is thinking that the little girl was talking about an actual cookie, like a chocolate chip cookie. So she was like, oh, well, just ask for another one or whatever. And it wasn't until later, I guess the mom had found out, and the mom, was talking to the teacher about it because the little girl had gotten some kind of rash or something, on her vagina. And that's when it clicked for the teacher, and the teacher was like, oh my gosh, she was trying to tell me that her uncle was sexually abusing her. So you need to, I know it's uncomfortable. People don't want to have these conversations. I understand. But you have to have these conversations with your children. You need to let your children know, if they're a girl, you need to let them know the correct terminology. It's a vagina, it's the vulva, it's this, the boy, this is a penis. You need to have those conversations and let them know, because if something happens, then they'll be able to say, look, my uncle touched my penis and I didn't like it. But if you're calling it all these cute little nicknames like Cookie and I don't know, whatever other things, like I don't know, okay, I don't know. I'll use Cookie. So if you're calling it that, your child is thinking that's what it is. So when they try to tell somebody, it's not going to click. So use correct terminology. And they are trying to legalize pedophilia. I told y'all that this was coming. I had posted stuff about this before, where some men had tweeted out, love is love. So, and love has no age. So I can love a child. Like all this demonic stuff. And y'all, it's just a demonic spirit. It's a demonic spirit. And the devil is on a rampage because he knows his time is short. Like, you really need to watch your children and be aware of everything that they are involved in. Especially now you got all this stuff going on, with transgenderism and just, y'all, the world is turned upside down, okay? It's turned upside down, and you need to let your children know biblical truth. And I'm not saying that you got to teach them to be hateful. I mean, I don't know why people think because you're speaking truth that it makes you hate somebody. I don't hate anybody. I don't have to agree with you. First of all, that is the gift of being an individual, is that I can have my own brain and I can think how I want to think. And I can speak out against stuff that I do not agree with. That does not mean I hate you. But you're not about to make me bow down and give into your delusion either. So you need to let your children know. You don't have to let them know. Yes, respect everyone. I'm not saying be out here being mean and disrespectful, and everybody deserves respect because everybody is a human being at the end of the day. A lot of these people have been hurt and just never got the help. And it's also demonic. Like I said, demons are attached with it as well. And they need deliverance too. Okay? But just be aware of your children. Be mindful of your children. You yourself need to be mindful of the things that you're also listening and watching. I have posted something about, a lot of y'all are looking up to these celebrities. And, you're listening to their songs and watching their videos and, all of this stuff. And they are high-ranking witches. They're involved in witchcraft. A lot of them are demon-possessed. A lot of them have said it themselves. And you're listening to their songs. Those spirits are being released. And people want to think, oh, it's just music. You're just being too much. You're just being, overly religious and all. No, religion ain't got nothing to do with it. And that's the problem. God said, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because these pastors are not preaching about witchcraft. These pastors are not preaching about the spirit world and how these demons operate and how spiritual laws operate. So you got these carnal, lukewarm Christians thinking it's okay if I do law of attraction. It's okay if I, believe in horoscopes and what's your sign and my sign is this and all of that. All of that is demonic. All of that opens the door for the devil. And I was one of the people that saw nothing wrong with horoscopes and, what have you. But once I rededicated myself to God, y'all, I tell you, God removed the blindness from my eyes to see a whole lot of stuff. I have had to stop a whole lot of things. Because then I start to understand the spiritual roots behind it, the demonic spiritual roots behind it all. You got people thinking the devil's not real. You got Christians thinking the devil isn't real. You got them thinking that, there's no hell and all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, it's all real. It is all real, whether you believe it or not. So y'all need to just pray about a lot of things. And like I said, just stay connected to God. Make sure that your relationship with God is solid. Make sure that you know him, not just know about him, but you actually know him and he knows you. Make sure you're going to hear, well done, my good and faithful servant. Because y'all, I'm telling you, the devil got so many tricks and stuff out here that if you are not on the narrow path and you are not rock solid in your relationship with Christ, you are going to fall and be deceived. So y'all, I'm just saying, it's a praying time. Like, all this stuff right here is just the tip of the iceberg. Like, that's the sad and scary thing about it. It's the tip of the iceberg. Like, y'all have no idea how dark it is going to get. The closer that it gets to Jesus coming back, the darker it's going to get. So I'm just saying, you need to be prayed up. You need to be fasted up. You need to make sure that hedge of protection is around you and your family. And be prepared to endure to the end. I know people talk about the rapture and stuff. I go back and forth with it. But I will say, you're going to have to go through some things. It's not like, something's going to happen and then God's just going to take you up out of here. No, you are going to go through some things. You are going to be tested and tried and thrown in the fire. You get purified in the fire. Daniel literally got thrown in the lion's den. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego literally got thrown in the fire. Peter, Paul, all of them got beaten and thrown in prison. Like, you are going to go through things. That's why God says you have to endure. It's not just, okay, I'm going to get saved and be good and I'm never going to have to go through anything. No, you are going to have to go through things, especially the closer that we get to Christ's return. Like, persecution is coming to America. It might not be like literally you getting, your head chopped off or whatever, but you are going to go through something. You're going to go through something. You are going to go through something. You are going to have people turn their back on you. You are going to have people reject you. You're going to have people lie on you. You're going to have people do terrible things that you never would have thought they would do to you. Because Jesus said it was coming. And if you have not gone through anything yet, keep living and keep talking about you love Jesus and you know Jesus and all that. It's coming. It's coming. You cannot truly belong to Jesus and not go through anything. You cannot truly belong to Jesus and not have people hate you. You cannot truly belong to Jesus and live a rainbow with sunshine and ice cream every day kind of life. It costs something. It's going to cost friends. It's going to cost relationships. It's going to cost money. It's going to cost your health. It's going to cost some people your life. It's going to cost them. That's why Jesus told the disciples, weigh the cost of following me. Because it costs something. And this is why I keep saying you need a strong relationship with God. You are not going to make it without God. You are going to crumble if you do not have a solid relationship with God. Because even those of us who have a solid relationship with God, there are days, y'all, that we want to crumble and we want to give up. Because it's hard. It's hard and it's lonely. So you're gonna have to go through stuff. You're gonna have to endure. And every level is a new devil. Just like, with David fighting the lion. Okay, he fought the lion, then he fought the bear, and then he had to fight Goliath. So every level is a new devil, and the devil is bigger and stronger. That is why you have to fast. Jesus, the disciples couldn't cast the demon out of that little boy, and Jesus was like, this kind only comes out with prayer and fasting. Fasting is not just if you feel like doing it. Fasting is a requirement. You have got to fast. If you're serious about this thing, if you're serious about your relationship with God, because you got some people that are just like, okay, I just want to be saved because I don't want to go to hell. But they're not really trying to live for God because they know that it comes at a price. They don't want to pay the price. They just want to be saved, from the consequence of their sin, but not saved from their sin. There's a lot of lukewarm, carnal people out here. And if you're one of them, I encourage you to get out of that carnality and lukewarmness and get on the narrow path and get serious about your relationship with God. Jesus said, if you're lukewarm, he is going to spit you out of your mouth. People, for whatever reason, think that Jesus is a hippie and he just loves everybody and everybody's going to go to heaven and walk off in the sunshine, holding hands and singing. And the truth is, it is not going to be like that. Jesus is coming back for war. Judgment is coming. Babylon is falling. America is, we got Ahab and Jezebel. And y'all, those that can't see it, you better snap out of it. Because Ahab and Jezebel are ruling. And those that know it and see it, we need to really make sure that we're praying and that, you know, we're strong and we're solid. And I mean, there's a lot more I can say that have to be another day, maybe a YouTube video or another car conversation. I don't know. But I have to go. I'm at the gas station, got to get gas so that I can get to this birthday dinner. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to come on here and chit chat with you all for a little bit. I'm already a little over 21 minutes. But yeah, anyway, y'all enjoy the rest of your day, evening. I don't know where you are in the world, but God bless.